Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to another Monday podcast. What's up with you guys? What's going on? So a little bit different atmosphere here going on. You guys may notice the slideshow that is going to be looping throughout the video. It's just a couple of pictures that I took with my Google Pixels, and of course, my fanboy Google Pixels and favorites and whatnot. So that's there. I'll be cycling through the entire podcast. So you guys have a gander. And you guys may notice the QR code at the bottom has changed. And you guys see, it says Helium Mobile, get 1 month free on sign up, scan the QR. Literally telling you guys what you guys could do. If you guys want to try out Helium Mobile for get a month free, scan that QR code. It gives you guys my referral. Get you guys going on Helium Mobile. You can try them out for a month. Your first month is free. So that's pretty awesome there. And yeah, looks like things will get pretty interesting. Also, on the top left corner, if you guys want to leave a monetary donation to help out the channel, you scan the QR code on the top left corner. Those will remain in the podcast for you guys, so you guys can use them and utilize them. They'll be in future podcasts. Shout out to my kiddos for being very helpful on that day when I took some photos with the Pixel 8a. It was pretty cool. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk about in today's video is obviously Helium Mobile's data throttling and how that works. After communicating with one of their reps, I got the inside deets to all that information. And so I think this will be useful for a lot of people to kind of understand how Helium Mobile is working now. Shout out to my wife. She was just on break at work and was texting me. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also going to be talking about, the Pixel 9 a little bit more and just what I think about it, as well as, talking about Boost Infinite and just certain issues that's been going on, with, customer signups and things like that. Still talking Dish, and hopefully they turn their act around and they kind of change on things. And, yeah, we just got some good amount of things to just kind of definitely talk about today. For sure. That would be pretty awesome. Anyways. All right, let's kick the tires and light the fires. So, first off, we'll go over the whole Helium Mobile and how they throttle data. This is a question I get quite a bit. Those that, actually do want to use my promo for 1 month free. They're looking to sign up. And so they kind of take to it and they want to know exactly, what is the throttle points? How does it work? All that good stuff. And I'm going to break that down. Just give me 1 second here. I'm replying to one of the reps at Helium. Anyways, yeah, I'm chatting with Helium while I'm podcasting right now. Interesting enough as it is. So, like any other MVNO and prepaid out there, yes, if you have heard that Helium Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, data for $20 a month. That is the price. It's $20 a month. Yes, there is a data throttle threshold point, which is 30 gigs of data, but there's actually several threshold points that you could reach while on Helium Mobile. The most obvious is the 30 gigs, right? So if you pass 30 gigs of high-speed data, you get slowed down. The thing about it is that with the slowdowns, you're not slowed terribly. You're slowed down to, I would say, a megabit per second by 1 megabit per second speeds, which is still, you're still able to watch YouTube. You're still able to check your emails, social media uploads, and viewing. Downloading a photo. Downloading video is going to be a little hard just because, obviously, it's... yeah. 1 megabit by 1 megabit per second. If you're downloading a video that's 4 gigs, that's quite a bit of time you're going to be waiting for that video to download. But, in fact, you would say that you could do your basic stuff, kind of like what a lot of the other prepaid MVNOs kind of envision, right? Like they tell you when they slow you down after you pass 30 gigs on them, that you're slowed down to 256 kilobits per second or 512 kilobits per second. And, that becomes slightly unbearable. One Helium Mobile is a little bit different. Like I said, it's 1 megabit per second instead of kilobit per second for the throttle speeds after you pass 30 gigs of high-speed data, which most people don't really pass 30 gigs when they have home Wi-Fi and stuff and are connected to it. You're not using mobile data when you're connected to home Wi-Fi unless you go into developer options on Android and you toggle mobile data stays on actively. Then it won't turn off even if you have Wi-Fi, so you still are using a little bit of mobile data. But in the most part, most people have Wi-Fi where they're at, where they live, and where they go. So they can get close to 30 gigs, but not so much, especially if you're just doing basic social media, Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook, that type of stuff. But if you're doing, like online gaming, like playing like Call of Duty on your mobile device and stuff like that, yeah, you can kill 30 gigs before 30 days is up. Now, if you go over 30 gigs, like I said, you're slowed down to 1 megabit per second. And that's a threshold when you're between 30 gigs and 40 gigs of usage. Because yes, there's more data caps on this going forward. Some might be like, oh my God, there's more restrictions, but hear this out before you start slamming it for that. So if you pass 30 gigs, you're slowed to 1 megabit per second by 1 megabit per second on the uplink and downlink. Once you pass 40 gigs, you are slowed down to 512 kilobits per second for the uplink and downlink. Now, from 40 gigabytes to 50 gigabytes, if you pass 50 gigs, you are slowed down to 256 kilobits per second. That's really slow. That's 50 gigabytes of data that you have to use. So like when you're in that zone between 30 gigs and 40 gigs, 1 megabit per second by 1 megabit per second, it's going to take you a little bit longer to reach, 40 gigabytes of data usage because you're already slowed down, right? You go run a speed test, 1 megabit per second by 1 megabit per second. You're probably using about maybe 10 to 20 megabits per second on the downlink and uplink doing a speed test. Possibly. And so like this is like a pretty good move because it's more of like a tier, which you don't see like in Boost Mobile. You don't see this in, Mint Mobile. You don't see this in, other MVNO and prepaid brands. You don't see this type of tiered throttling. Of course, they have to throttle. Helium Mobile does rely on T-Mobile's network as a backup connection. And Helium Mobile basically does peer-to-peer network. They would like their users to buy like the little, like indoor hotspot, outdoor hotspot. Currently right now they got a sale going on those hotspots on heliummobile.com. If you use the code FREEDOM74, if you buy the indoor hotspot, it drops the price from $249 to $175. If you're going for the outdoor hotspot, it drops it from $499 to $425 for it. And yeah, it kind of gives you an idea. So like for those who are interested in the indoor mobile hotspot, it gives you up to 150 feet indoors and approximately 3,305 square feet of connection with the hotspot. With the outdoor hotspot, it's up to 800 feet with line of sight. What are these hotspots? Obviously, they're dispersing signal to Helium customers to connect to offload their usage off the T-Mobile network, so they're not heavily reliant on the T-Mobile network, which is how Helium Mobile is able to get you this plan at only $20 a month. Simple, easy, clean to use, and to make sure that when people are on the T-Mobile network, that they're not causing massive congestion, because T-Mobile is obviously going to cater to their postpaid customers, and then they're going to cater to their prepaid customers. MVNOs are like at the very back of their mind when they talk about making sure there's coverage. And so for Helium Mobile to be able to offer these savings, this type of plan, and not charge so much and not have to charge all these these things, they pretty much rely on their customers to buy any of these hotspots, the indoor or outdoor, set them up and deploy them so that Helium Mobile customers passing by your area are able to connect. And they don't have to be connected in your home. Like if you run a business, you can get a hotspot, the indoor hotspot, and run it inside your building. You can get both the indoor and outdoor hotspot on your building property to disperse a signal. And one of the benefits of you doing this is that obviously, like I said, in my Helium Mobile video, you get earnings for customers connecting to your hotspot. You earn. I think the most you can make off of one line per day is $20. So think about it. If it's $20 a day for one line, and you're connected, you have people connected to it. If 500 people are connected to your hotspot, right? 500 people are actively connected to your hotspot. That is a good chunk of change that you're going to earn. Like literally, that is about $10,000. So you can earn yourself quite a bit of money just having people connected to it. Now, that could have changed. Helium is obviously playing around with their policies and little by little changing certain aspects of it. But for right now, that's what I know of. That's what I'm told is that for one line of connection to your hotspot, you can earn up to $20. Now, it doesn't mean because they're connected you immediately earn the 20. It's how long they stay connected to your device. So if they're only like connected to your indoor or your outdoor hotspot for maybe 5 minutes, you may earn $2 or $3 off of that connection. But if they're like superly connected to it for a long period of time throughout the day, the max you can earn off that line being connected is $20. That's pretty dang good. Now, if you don't want to, deploy hotspot, obviously you can turn on mapping. And that's literally just when you have mapping turned on, when you go walking, when you go driving somewhere, you go into the supermarket, the grocery shop, you can earn earnings that you can use later to either pay your phone bill, to make your phone bill not cost you actually out of your pocket. You can buy a new phone for them, like a Google Pixel 7a, the Pixel 8, or the 8 Pro. You could buy one of the hotspots with the earnings, or you could transfer it out and trade it in for US cash dollars. If you haven't figured it out yet, the one reason why Helium Mobile is starting to get attention is because Helium Mobile deals in with crypto. So the earnings that you get are tokens. You earn tokens with Helium Mobile, and that's how you can make money off of it. This could be considered slightly passive income. It's not income that I would say quit your day job and use this to take care of all your bills and stuff like that. No, not unless you got it like that and you got the hotspot set up and you got more than one hotspot set up. So you have multiple indoor hotspots, you got multiple outdoor hotspots at various locations in your city. That's how you can make some money. A lot of people kind of talk about this. This is why you see a lot of YouTube content creators that are heavily focused on Helium Mobile are more in discussion about setting up CBRS radios and setting up these hotspots and stuff, is to show people how you can make passive income and make a good amount of money without having to work a 9-to-5 day job. That's what they do. In my instance, I'm more just covering the mobile phone service, how their customer service is, and just some of the neat things you can do with it. And that's why I do a lot of coverage on Helium Mobile, alongside the other carriers that I use, like Boost Infinite and Metro by T-Mobile and whatnot, Visible. So yeah, again, like I said, it'll stay on throughout the entire podcast. If you want to try out Helium Mobile, you want to get your first month's free, right there, scan that QR code at the bottom right there. You see, get 1 month free on sign. Well, I'm going to put sign up. I got to fix that. Scan the QR code. That is your ticket into getting 1 month free. Your first month will be free by doing that. Let's see, fixed it. Let's see if it updates. There we go, fixed it. Before someone points it out and says, hey. Hey Gene, what's going on? Yeah. So that's how Helium throttles data when you go over 30 gigs. The first 30 gigs that you cross, you're slowed down to 1 megabit per second by 1 megabit per second. Well, I'll type it in the chat so people can see it. So 30 gigabytes, it's 1. Yeah, I'm trying to type this out for you guys so you guys can have it visually. I'll just do it simpler. Oh, so I'll do it like that. I think that'll make it easier. Helium is a gas. That's funny. So anyway, so that's how their data throttling works for Helium Mobile. This is pretty much it. So your first 30 gigs of high-speed data, you're golden, right? When you're connected to 5G ultra capacity on T-Mobile's network or not, you're at high speeds, unthrottled. Once you pass 30 gigs, you are slowed down to 1 megabit per second by 1 megabit per second on the downlink and uplink. Once you cross 40 gigs, you're slowed down to 512 kilobits per second. And if you pass 50 gigs, you're slowed down to 256, which most people generally don't reach 50 gigs unless you're doing a lot of speed testing and stuff like that. If you're someone who speed tests the network, obviously this is not going to be something that you would use to test out T-Mobile's network, because there is a limitation to it as far as high speed. Now, as far as data connection, they don't turn it off, so that's why they can use that lingo, unlimited. But that's the way of it. However, at $20 a month, that pretty much beats out a lot of MVNOs. I think the only one that it doesn't beat out, in my opinion, is Visible. Visible is $25, taxes and fees included, unlimited talk, text, and data, and unlimited hotspot. So there's no like hotspot threshold or anything like that. That's what kind of beats out Helium Mobile, and they operate on Verizon's network. Other than that, if it comes down to like T-Mobile, like Metro by T-Mobile is good, but they've made some changes or whatever. I mean, they brought back the $25 bring your own device and bring your phone number to get $25 unlimited, because they knew that a lot of people liked that plan. It brought them a lot of customers, and then when they took away that plan, a lot of customers left Metro by T-Mobile. So they brought that back, to obviously gain more customers. But generally, out of all the prepaids and MVNOs, my top three for customization and for those with low data usage, Mobile X is the best to get, because you can have a really, really low bill without paying so much money because you're not a heavy data user. Plus, it's very customizable. Mobile X is the most customizable plan ever. You can customize how much data that you want to use. You can customize if you want unlimited talk, or if you want a set amount of talk minutes and a set amount of messages. Yes, they do that. Some people don't really use a lot of phone calls. Some people don't even use texting and phone calls anymore. All they use is like Facebook Messenger or Instagram messages and stuff and whatnot. So you can completely turn off unlimited talk and text and just purchase data and have data only. That's what. And then also with Mobile X, you can control your video playback. You can play back in 4K, or you can throttle it to 480p. It's your choice, right? They give you full control over your plan. So they're the most customizable. The best customizable plan right now in the US is Mobile X. The best on, fully unlimited, I give it to Visible. The best for being affordable, yet giving you more than what Mobile X, gives, basically, the slightly unlimited plan, it would be Helium Mobile. $20. Can't beat that. And if you live in Miami, I don't know if they ended it, I believe, but in Miami in the past, because Miami was a test point for Helium. So a lot of people who signed up in Miami, Florida were getting their phone bill only at $5 a month. That was insane. So if you're a Helium customer on that plan, lucky you, because the rest of the country, we got to pay $20 for that plan. But still, $20 is cheaper. And so before people kind of jump into it, because they want to know like how much speeds do you have before you're throttled, I want people to understand the breakdown of the throttle. And that's simply this: 30 gigs, you're slowed down to 1 megabit per second. If you pass 40 gigs, you're slowed down to 512 kilobits per second. And if you pass 50 gigs, you're slowed down to 256 kilobits per second. And that's not bad at all, honestly. That is not bad at all. And so, yeah, if you want to try out Helium Mobile for 1 month, again, use that QR code below, scan it. It pretty much has my promo code link. It gets you already into the position of setting up Helium Mobile. And again, my promo code is my actual first name. My first name is my promo code. And that's something that I'm just like, but if you need it for context, there you go. That's what you type in, all caps. All caps, type that in. That's the promo code. Type it in. You get your first month free. It'll get a little scary. I've told Helium about this, that they need to fix this issue because it doesn't reflect the $20 is taken off on the checkout screen, but it is. The only thing you're going to get charged is $1 just to confirm that your payment method is live and active, but you're good. If there's any issues regarding that, if you guys follow me on X or on Instagram, you can DM me and I will let them know. But shout out to Helium Mobile for hooking up my subscribers with the 1 month free promo. I really appreciate them. So it's good working with them. Anyways, kind of switching tracks here. Wanted to talk about AI not being free. This is an argument that I find to be quite stupid on social media. You have people talking about Google's better because Samsung is going to charge you to use the Galaxy AI. Like, to use the premium features of Galaxy AI, you got to pay Samsung for it. And then Apple talks about Apple Intelligence, and people are like, oh, you got to pay to use all the premium features and on-device AI with Apple Intelligence. Like, you need a certain phone and you need to pay a monthly subscription. And they're like, Google's better. And I'm sorry to say this, and this is coming from a Pixel fan and a Google fan, but Google is no better. Okay? You get all the access to Gemini. Gemini's great. You know, cloud AI, nice to have. But if you want the premium features of Gemini Nano on-device AI, if you want that, you have to subscribe to Google One. What up, Sneed? You have to subscribe to Google One. Now, here's the shitty part about it. Most people, they subscribe to Google One for cloud storage and, you know, for some of the premium features, right? Like they used to have VPN for Google One subscribers. They took that away. Right, so now the only ones that have it are the ones on the Pixel 7 and newer, natively built into the device, can access Google VPN. Those that, you know, had older Pixels or different, you know, brands of Android like Samsung or Motorola, you don't have VPN access anymore for being a Google One subscriber. So they took that away, and it kind of just like went in with their rod with no Vaseline to continue to have their way with every customer by locking all the AI premium features in Gemini locked to Google One. Now, you would think that they would make it available on their $1.99 plan or their $2.99 plan. No, you have to get the highest tiered one, the 2 terabyte, $19.99 a month plan to get the Gemini Nano AI premium features enabled on your device. Right now, I have it enabled on mine to test it out to see if there's a difference between that and my Pixel 6a, which doesn't have it, but has access to Gemini Cloud, just to see if there is any reason to really invest paying $20 a month just to get the premium features. So that is the reasoning that I subscribed to the 2 terabyte plan. And, you know, it was a promo, so I didn't pay nothing for it. You know, Google like gave me 2 months free. And then after that, they're going to start charging me $19.99, which I'm going to go back down to my my 100 gigabyte plan, the 100 gigs of cloud storage, because I was gonna sign up for the annual version of that, which is $20, and I don't have to worry about Google One for a whole year. I don't need a lot of storage, and it's nice to have 2 terabytes of cloud storage, but I don't really need a lot of that. Yeah, so I'm not worried about having like losing the access to 2 terabytes. 100 gigs of cloud storage is pretty decent for me, but it kind of irks the hell out of me because it's like, most people are not going to opt for the $20 plan. And then the fact that you have these little arguments that happen on different social platforms, and they're like, yeah, Google's better because Samsung is charging for Galaxy AI and Apple's charging for, you know, Apple Intelligence, and yeah. Google's no better. Okay, this is a Google fanboy, a Pixel fanboy fucking telling people that Google is no better. They are charging a premium price for a feature that supposedly they're 100% invested in, and they want people to use these things. Like, the reason why it doesn't make sense to me why Google is charging is because the Google Pixel phones is Google's way of spending the money they're earning so that way they don't get hit by the government and forced to break up into different into different factions, right? Like, we've seen this happen with Motorola. Motorola split up, and Motorola Mobility, Motorola Electronics. You know, we've seen them try to do this, you know, to Apple. We've seen them try to do this to freaking Meta. Like, if a company is generating too much money and they deem it to be a monopoly, they want to break this company up into quadrants and have them basically operate as separate entities. This is what kind of like what went down with Dish and EchoStar at one point, is why EchoStar, you know, separated from Dish, I believe. And that's why it's crazy that they're merging back together. But Google, they spend the money so then that way it doesn't look like they have a monopoly over all of it, right? So they make tons of money on search and ad revenue. They do. And their parent company, Alphabet Inc., makes a killing with money. So not to separate them, they invest some of the money that they are earning back out into projects. This is why it doesn't bother Google to kill projects. They create projects to spend the budget, and then they kill the project because they're not really invested in it. That's why the Google Graveyard has a nice amount of, services and products that they put in there. So the Google Pixels is that. I'm sorry to say it. I love Google Pixels. I know there's lots of Google Pixel fanboys out there I connect with too on social media, and we really like the phones because the phones are really good. I'm glad that they're not, doing this fly-by-night build on them. It kind of looks like it slightly, like the different things that they do and the issues that they have kind of proves my point that this is just, a way for them to dump funds so they don't get hit and penalized by the government. But yeah, they build pretty nice phones. The cameras are actually really pretty good, and they are making money off of these things too at the same time, right? So it shows that they're doing something with all that money they're earning from ad revenue with companies that pay in to advertise on Google search. So Google Pixel phones do pretty good, but they still have their quirks. This is why their quality control sucks sometimes. So yeah, like what the hell, Google? You want people to use AI and all these other things, but you're going to charge like a massive premium on it. Does not make sense. I get it. If they're going to charge a premium like all the other companies are doing, go ahead and do it. But like make it available for every plan on Google One. Make it to where it doesn't matter if you're on the 2 terabyte plan, which is $20 a month, if you're on the 1 terabyte plan, if you're on the 200 gigabyte plan, if you're on the 100 gigabyte plan, doesn't matter. Put it on all the plans, not just the most top tiered one. That's ridiculous. Today we're dealing with massive inflation, nearly hyperinflation in the country. Steak costs goddamnly almost $100 for a nice 2.5-inch thick cut ribeye by itself in a friggin' thing. I don't know what it is in your guys' market of the country, but in my market of the country, a 2.5-inch cut ribeye steak, one slab in a styrofoam pack, wrapped in saran wrap, is like fucking $72. That's almost $100 just to eat a steak. Ground beef, it's like $30 to $40 for what used to be only $9 back in the day. I mean, good thing, I was brought up in Hawaii and I enjoy eating Spam because, hey, Spam is a Hawaiian steak. Ask any Hawaiian that any day of the week and they will tell you. That's the Hawaiian steak. And I can deal with eating Spam. Shit. I know that Spam was created during World War I or World War II when we had a shortage and stuff. And so they created Spam as a way for people to have some sort of, protein meat. And that it wouldn't spoil, just in case, right? You can keep it locked up in like a cabinet or whatever. It'll be just fine if you crack it open for the first time. And Hawaiians pretty much like adopted Spam and came up with like a cookbook that had like so many different recipes that include Spam. And yeah, so it's a Hawaiian thing now. So I grew up on it. I don't have a problem eating Spam for dinner. But I'm not going to eat it with mashed potatoes and gravy, okay? I'm going to do my thing with it, right? Like eating Spam musubis, which is fucking delicious snack. I love Spam burgers. I love making those. I love breakfast sandwiches with Spam in it, right? Get you, 2 slices of Spam, fry it up, get some 3 different slices of cheeses, right? Like pepper jack and, Wentster, provolone, or even sharp cheddar. Put that in there, have it melted a little bit, put the eggs on top of the cheese, take the Spam, put on top of that. The eggs, I like my eggs to be literally over easy. So when it breaks, the yolk runs, and that's a breakfast sandwich. Yeah, I know, Gene. Other people, Spam, ew. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you this much. If you ever go to Hawaii, don't knock it till you try it. I'm not talking about just frying it and eating it. Like, try the stuff that they make with it. I shit you not. There's like Asian cuisine food that you'll buy and eat. You would never know that there's freaking sliced up Spam in it. And they don't slice it like in like just one slice. Like they kind of dice it up in like little potato string strips. And it's used in like teriyaki bowls, and you would never know it's in there. So Hawaiians don't just like only fry it. We love it fried. Yes, we do. Then again, there are dishes that Hawaiians eat that, is considered to be kind of salty or sour to some. So yeah, we can get down on it, but I know not everybody likes it. Everyone kind of freaks and cringes about Spam. I know a friend of mine does not eat Spam at all because of his religious faith. They're not allowed to dine on swine. So every time I would make something, if it had Spam in it, I would have to let him know so he wouldn't touch it. Because he wouldn't know. He accidentally one time ate something that I made, not realizing there was Spam in it. And Spam does have pork in it. Anyways, you know, we just had hashtag ADHD problems. Tito fucked up again and had an ADHD moment. But like I said, you know, like inflation is really high, gas is high, everything's high, rent is high, buying a house is like, not a lot of people are buying houses these days. So when you kind of think about it, charging people $20 a month to use AI features on device and premium AI features, yeah, you know, that to me, it doesn't compute, doesn't make sense. You know, you're not competing with other companies by doing that. You're competing when you make yours affordable. When you make yours affordable, yeah. Catching me a drink real quick. All right, so aside from that, switching off away from Google AI, you guys can let me know what your thoughts are, your questions or emotional outbursts in the comments if you're watching on the replay. And like I said earlier, that QR code's right there. If you want to grab Helium Mobile for a month free to try them out, scan that QR code at the bottom, and that will get you guys going with my promo to get you 1 month free. If you'd like to help out the channel with a small monetary donation, the QR code in the upper left is for that. Scan that, whatever, 10 cents, 20 cents, 25 cents, $1, don't matter, whatever you feel. It's entirely up to you. But smashing the like button and sharing this is the greatest help that any of y'all can do for me, so I really appreciate that. Spam turkey is free from pork. Yeah, I don't like the other variations of it. I don't like when they do turkey meat. I don't like when they do low sodium. I don't like when they do barbecue flavor. Like, I don't fuck with the additional spam. Just the OG spam is what I mess with. That's it. That's just me. Other people like it, and that's great. You know what I mean? I mean, in Hawaii, I'll tell you right now on a side note, in Hawaii, what you'll see a lot of locals eating for like lunch and snack and stuff like that is like either fried spam, fried Vienna sausage, because yes, they do. They crack open a can, drain the water, throw it in a frying pan, and fry it up a little bit to just, you know, get it a nice sear. And they eat that with 2 scoops of rice with shoyu, which is soy sauce, on the rice, as just like a quick snack to eat. So yeah, they do eat that, and then they instead of getting the smashed up, like, you know, crack spam is what I call it, they take the Vienna sausage sometimes and they smash it up and make it into similar to an egg salad, but they smash it up and then they mix in a little bit of lemon juice, mayonnaise, black pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika for heat, and they mix it up into like a sandwich spread. It sounds weird to a lot of people, may sound disgusting to a lot of people, but don't fucking knock it till you try it. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, anyway, switch tracks and heading over to Boost Infinite. There's been this issue that I've been noticing, and this is why I've been trying to tell people, like with Boost Infinite, is postpaid. People need to grasp that. It's the hardest thing. And I can't fathom why it's so damn hard for Dish to really position Boost Infinite for people to know they are the 4th carrier. But people can't grasp that. They can't grasp that it's a 4th carrier. By the way, those dog images, that's AI generated from Gemini. I had Gemini create those images for me. And yeah, that's why they're throwing in my little slideshow here. But Boost can't for the life of them get people to recognize that they are postpaid. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there was a post on the group page. Gene knows this because Gene is in my Boost Infinite group page on Facebook. The gentleman was talking about a friend of theirs who signed up for Boost Infinite on the Galaxy Access plan. You know, and the Infinite Access for Galaxy plan is what they signed up for. And his friend got the Galaxy S24. So obviously, postpaid, they're going to run your credit, right? They do a credit check for a line. What people don't understand is that they do a credit check for a line and for a phone. And this is where Boost Infinite kind of fucks up. This is why they're getting these bad reviews. So the way that it works is that if you go into boostinfinite.com and you're going to sign up for Boost Infinite, you choose the Infinite, access for Galaxy or Infinite Access for iPhone. Okay, you put in all your information. You put in, your information for, your ID verification, and also for them to run your credit to see if you're, if you can get a line of service with them and whatnot. Now, you choose the plan, you choose the phone that you want, information, you run it, it runs your information, approves you, says you're approved, gives you an order confirmation number. You're good, right? Nothing sucks worse than when you wake up the next day and you have an email from Boost Infinite that says your order for your Galaxy or iPhone was canceled, and you open that heartbreaking email and you read on, and it says that you don't qualify for device financing. Now, first of all, okay, I've worked in finances and credit, so I do know that Boost Infinite cannot run your credit twice in the same day. It cannot run and get your actual credit history and credit score that approves you for a phone line and then run it again for device financing. What they do that people don't understand is they will run your credit once. Okay, the initial credit run that they do with your credit history, and it approves you for a phone line. All right, I've heard of people tell me over the phone when I worked for them as customer care, they had a credit score of like, you know, a 524 or a 489 and got approved for a phone line with Boost Infinite. The problem is those that are trying to, you know, to finance a device. I've heard someone having a 695 credit score get declined for device financing. I've heard people say you got to have over 750 to finance a device from Dish. And so if your credit was already running, say, hypothetically speaking, you're a new customer, you signed up, you did everything, and you paid, because when you check out, you pay the taxes for the device you're financing, plus, you know, the 1 month, which is $25. And I'll also talk about that here in a minute. So don't worry, I'll get into that. But order from Amazon still runs the credit? Yes, it does. They have to. If you're going to finance, they have to. For the phone lines, yes, they still run. They still run your credit, even if you go through Amazon. It's just the requirements of a credit and credit history is not very picky to get a line of service with them. It's device financing is where it gets a lot of people. So like I was saying, yeah, you know, you're in there, you order your device. Next day, you get the email, they canceled your order. And what's messed up is you get the email the very next day, but you've already paid the taxes for the phone and you've already paid the 1 month. Because when you're checking out, you're going to get billed the taxes for the device. That doesn't get financed. Just the price of the device gets financed. Gets chopped up over 36 months or 24 months. The taxes you got to pay up front. So you pay all that. You just paid it. They charge your debit or credit card. You made that payment. Now you get an email the next day that says your order was canceled because you know, you don't qualify for device financing. And what that means is it's them saying that your credit does not meet our standards, so we're not going to finance you a device. Well, you just already paid the taxes on it. So now you got to wait, because no company in the United States today does an immediate refund. It's always the same shit, right? You go to Walmart, you buy something, you swipe your debit card or your credit card, you pay for it. You come back an hour later because it didn't fit or it didn't work right or it wasn't what you wanted. You return it, right? And you don't want to exchange it. You want your money back. You ever notice how they always tell you that famous irritating line? All refunds that are going back to the card will be processed within 3 to 5 business days, or from 7 to 10 business days, right? And anyone that doesn't understand that 7 to 10 business days, Saturdays and Sundays are not included. So if it says it's going to take 10 business days, you got to include the weekends in your factor of how long it's going to take. It's going to take you 2 weeks to get the money back. And that's not even including the weekend days, right? Because 2 weeks is 14 days. If they say 7 to 10 business days, you got to take out Saturday and Sunday on both of those weeks. That's 4 days out. 7 to 10 business days is still theoretically and initially about 2 to 2.5 weeks for the refund. Every company does that. It's not a problem for them to do the transaction and take the payment of said product and goods out of your bank account. That happens instantaneously. The moment you swipe your card and enter your PIN and hit enter and hit approve purchase, boom, your money's out of your account, right? It's gone really quick. The moment they have to give your money back, it's, oh my God, it's going to take about 3 to 5 business days or 5 to 7 business days or 7 to 10 business days. And it's like, wait a minute, it took you less than a millisecond to take my money. Put it back. Of course, any company will give you all the special talk. Well, you know, the checks and balances that we have to do has to go through our financial officer, has to go and be documented and recorded, has to be set up for a process refund back. And no, you hold on to it in your bank because it earns interest in your bank before you send it back to me. I know how banks work. This is why it's best that anyone wants to save money to take some money and put it in a high yield savings account. You get the most interest on a high yield savings account with money put in there and held in there than you will through a normal, checking account savings account, or even a credit union. High yield savings accounts and banks give back higher interest on your savings than even credit unions do. It actually is. It actually is, because Dish is very nitpicky. They have to be. They're the new guys in the rings. This is what I'm playing devil's advocate here. So hear me out when I say this. They have to be that picky on who they allow to finance a device with them. They are not making money. They are losing money. Okay? I think Sneed can vouch this. He covers Dish. He talks about, all the shit they're going through and how they're on the way out the door. They're losing money. They can't take a risk of financing people that have a credit history and a credit score, a credit history that's not so great and a credit score of like 550. They can't allow that responsibility on top of a person like that who's not showing very good financial responsibility in the first place. These are $1,000 phones. These are close to $1,000 phones. And if the person takes the phone, defaults the account, closes the account, yes, the devices are locked to them. There are people that know how to network unlock these devices. This is why you have websites that's like, the unlocker, device unlocker, pay $40 and we'll get your SIM unlocked. And a lot of customers, who do you think are going through that? A lot of customers who have their device network locked that didn't finish out their obligations and didn't finish out their contracts. You got to remember, they did away with 2-year contracts and early termination fees, but they still got people in contracts. This is something I've been saying for a long time, and some people have argued with me and say I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, you think I'm fucking stupid? All they did was get you to shut up about being stuck with them for 2 years, because now you're getting a nice phone. You're still paying their full price for the phone. You just don't have to pay up front for the phone. Whereas before, they used to sell you a subsidized phone, right? You would get a subsidized discount. A $500 phone, you could buy it for $275 on a subsidized discount by agreeing in a contract to stay with them for 2 years. And if you quit them before your contract's up, you get an early termination fee of $300. Now they did it the other way. Now you are contracted to them, and they don't tell you it's for 2 years. That's in your contract. Anyone can look at a device contract with the carrier. 24-month payments. What is 24 months? 2 years. What is 36-month payments? 3 years. But Tito, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They don't charge an early termination fee. Yeah, they do. The price of the phone plus the taxes on it. I don't see how gullible some people are that you can mask the same shit. I mean, if someone took a shit on a piece of bread and put jelly on top of it and said it was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you bit into it once and you ate crap. Okay, maybe they use strawberry jam to fool you. If they change it and they put marmalade jam or peach jam or mango jam on it, it's still a fucking shit sandwich. It doesn't change. So crazy, huh? So crazy. US Cellular still has 2-year contracts, last I checked. Yeah. By the way, have you guys ever seen the episode of US Cellular on Undercover Boss? Holy shit, if you guys have not seen that, you guys need to. It's on Hulu. If you have a subscription to Hulu, you can search up Undercover Boss. I forgot what season it is. But yeah, you can see the episode where the CEO of US Cellular goes undercover in his company. And I think this happened years ago. This is not anything new. This wasn't last year he went undercover or anything like that. This was like several years ago. But still, it's kind of cool. I like watching the TV show Undercover Boss. Who here watches Undercover Boss? I do. I'm raising my hand right now. I do. Yeah, it kind of sucks though, because you get to see other people get rewarded for their hard work. Like the CEO's like, your story was touching to me and you guys went through some struggles, so I want to help you out. I want to give your kids $15,000 to start a college fund. I want to give you $40,000 for you and your family to take a vacation somewhere. It's like, damn, why can't the CEO of the company I work for go undercover and come chill with me? I work hard as hell. So, but it's nice to see other people get rewarded for their hard work, whether it's staged, set up, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, the CEO of US Cellular was on Undercover Boss, if you guys didn't know. Jane says, but the FCC is demanding carriers after 60 days for phones to be unlocked, also in the UK. you can purchase a new device and it's unlocked at purchase. That's new rules set up by the EU. But that's at purchase. Okay, so when you look at things, it's not sensible and business sensible for the FCC to force Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile to network unlock a device that's being financed, because you haven't paid off the phone. That's why you're financing it. Financing means I don't have the full money to buy the phone. Will you allow me to take the phone home with me if I make installment payments? Okay, if you're on device financing, no, that will not apply. The 60 days to unlock a phone will not apply. No company will bend to that, because that is just helping them get ripped off, because everyone is going to sign up for Verizon and finance a new phone, and all they have to do is deal with them for two bill cycles. And after the 2 bill cycles and their phone gets unlocked, they're going to run. They're not going to do that. Now, what they mean by that is if you go to, say, Dish and you buy the Galaxy S24 off of them, okay? Or take Boost Mobile, they're prepaid. Because prepaid, it's a year. It's a year you have to be with them before they unlock your device, which is bullshit. But anyways, and even Metro now, Metro by T-Mobile, it's a full year before you can have your Metro device unlocked. And let's say you bought the phone full price. That's what they mean, is that some people have bought phones from Metro at full price and they had to wait 6 months for it to get unlocked previously. And so the FCC is like, no, they bought the phone, they own the phone. We'll give you a fair shake and say you can hold them for 60 days, 2 months, but after that, you have to let that phone be unlocked. That's what they mean by that. Doesn't matter. I hate the unlocking procedures. I'm all for the 60 days unlocking rule. Well, of course, you'll agree that the 60-day unlocking rule is the best because you're the consumer, Gene, right? It's not your wallet taking the loss when people abuse it. See, I play devil's advocate because there's two sides to everything. Yes, I agree. If you fully paid off the phone, you shouldn't even have to wait 60 days, and that's my thinking. So I kind of disagree with you, Gene. I don't think anyone should wait 60 days. If you buy a Galaxy S24 from T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, or Dish at full price, the very same day that you've paid the phone, you should be able to unlock it. You should be able to call them and request for them to network SIM unlock your device because you paid them. They were paid full price for the phone. Now, if you're financing a phone, fuck that. Nobody is allowed to get their phone unlocked until they finish their obligation, whether they remain the entire 24-month contract for the phone or they completely bulk pay it off, right? So if they only owe like $300 left, they pay that to pay off the phone, then they can get their phone unlocked. Because if you keep making these companies take a loss with the hardware, then you, the consumer, are going to eat that loss in the form of you paying more for your price plan. They're going to make their money on their phone back no matter what. And they know that people are not going to throw their hands up and say, fuck it, I'm just not going to use cell phones anymore. Everyone's too addicted to social media, to media content, to short form content, to, satire news and everything. People are addicted to their smartphones. They've got us hook, line, and sinker. They know we ain't going nowhere. All we're doing is that we're doing the telecom shuffle. Yeah. I know there's no camera, so you guys can't see me dancing, which is good because you guys will totally laugh at me. But I'm dancing back here because I'm doing the telco shuffle. That's when you jump from Visible to Mobile X to Helium Mobile to Metro by T-Mobile, Boost Mobile, Red Pocket, Mint Mobile. Like, you're shuffling all around. Ting, Google Fi, you're hitting it all. Then you're going to the postpaid and the MNOs, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Dish, and you're going back down to the prepaids. Like, that's called the telco shuffle. You can go anywhere you want, but no one is going to put their phones down and stop using their smartphones. Verizon has the best unlocking policy. The 60-day unlocking rule by the FCC is a start soon. Here in the USA, we will have our devices unlocked at purchase like it was when cell phones first came out. Yes, when you purchase them, fully pay for them. If the phone costs $549 for that device and you pay that amount, they can unlock it. If it's $549 and you put down $50 and then you're financing with $25 payments every month, they won't unlock your device. And the FCC will not force these companies to do that. It's not hard to really understand why companies do things, because all you have to do is imagine yourself in that role. So like when people talk about like, oh, why can't Dish do this? They should be only charging $5 a month. Well, okay. Now put yourself in the position of Dish and what you're able to offer and who you're competing with, and then ask yourself this question: are you willing to charge $5 a month? Do you really think that's competitive to get people to come over to your brand? And people got to be realistic about it. And y'all understand why companies do these things. They got to make money. The cellular shuffle dance, like curly shuffle. Yeah, it's not hard to really understand why they do this stuff. So, but yeah. Anyways, oh man, I really went off track. But anyways, so yeah, Boost Infinite does the credit check. You're approved for a line of service. They look at your credit score and your credit history, and they're like, oh no, you're not. We don't trust you to finance a device. Then you get that dreaded email. So what do I suggest Boost Infinite do? Yes, they can't run your credit twice. That's illegal for a company to do that. They can't do it. What they could do is when you're signing up for either of those two plans, where you get a Galaxy device or an iPhone, you sign up, your credit's ran for approval for the line of service. You're told transparently on the site, your approval for a line of service has been approved. And then for device financing, they should leave that underneath it and have it like grayed out or unchecked, because now they got to review your credit report to say, yay, finance device, or nay, cannot finance, and not charge a customer a single cent, to let them know that there's a 24-hour turnaround time and that you will be receiving an email once upon credit check approval for device financing, and then charge the customer, because they're not getting their money back right away. That person that posted on my group page about this incident, I know for a fact his friend did not get her money back right away. And that sucks. Because that means that if they were like, oh, okay, I can't finance with you, I'll just go to T-Mobile or I'll just go to AT&T. They can't, because they paid some of that money they were going to use to get a new phone and a new line of service to Dish. So now Dish has their money hostage for several business days before it's refunded back to the customer's account. Mind you, when you're going through the purchase process, you're also putting in your port-in information, right? Your phone number you want to port and all that stuff. So like I said, this is just ridiculous. Dish has got to change that around. They literally have got to change that around. Dish can do better. And with that, I yield on that. Pause there. You guys are more than welcome to continue your thoughts on Dish doing that. And for those watching the replay, you can comment your questions, your thoughts, your emotional outbursts in the comments. I'd love to read those. Carrying on, man, oh man, we are getting closer and closer to the Made by Google event. Last live stream I did, if you guys didn't catch it, go catch it. It was me and Sneed, and we were talking about the Google Pixels. Yeah, we delved into other telco, topics throughout the podcast. I mean, it's a 2-hour-long podcast. But I was happy to have him on the show. We talked. He gave his thoughts and opinions on the Google Pixel 9, the design of it. We talked about, him reading a post about the person who leaked the video on Instagram not immediately responding to how the Pixel 9 performs, or any other questions that other people of interest were asking, which I thought was bullshit. Like, if you really have the phone, it should be no problem for you to say the screen is fluid, the battery life is amazing, it's very well optimized, the cameras are insane. Like, that's not giving away details. You're not telling people if it's the Samsung GN01 or GN05 50 megapixel 26 millimeter camera sensor. You're not telling them that pertinent detail. You're not telling them, if there's a significant, huge user interface change with Android 15. You're not telling them that. You ain't telling them shit when you're just saying it's amazing. Cameras, the photos are a bomb. The photos are fucking insane. The battery life is fucking amazing. The audio quality blows my eardrums. Like, you're not giving away pertinent information by saying that. So why couldn't this jackoff actually go and tell people the truth? Was he full of shit? Did he cop that video from somebody who actually had it? I mean, it's told you a little timestamp date. It was in January 2024 that video was recorded. And it only leaked now in the end of June, beginning of July. So the person who leaked it, do they really have the phone, or did they cop that video from somebody else who had the phone and had it under lock and key, and finally got a hold of that video and leaked it because they wanted fame? They wanted a viral video. Like, man. Samsung Unpacked on July 10th, 2024. Yeah, 2 days. 2 days. Wednesday. It's on hump day. It's on hump day. I can't sing for shit. Can you guys tell? Yeah, you guys can tell. Sorry if I made your eardrums bleed a little bit. My apologies. Yeah. And I'm going to be taking a look at it because, you know, Samsung is going to have some pretty cool shit. That is undeniable. But the biggest consensus with the Pixel 9 is the design. There are people who love it. There are people who hate it. And the one thing that I've noticed about the tech space and the mobile tech community is that everyone's hung up on design, on features. Like, no one really judges a phone by its performance anymore. They throw it in there. They're like, oh yeah, it performs good. But that's about it. They won't really go into detail about it. Everything that's picked on, it's got that camera bar. It's really big. So it's a bad phone. Or it became box-like the iPhone. It's a bad phone. Or it's pink, and oh my God, I really love pink. So I love it. It's an amazing phone. Looks is not even half the battle. Yes, you want a good-looking phone. No one wants to carry around a brick. No one wants to carry around a piece of shit and hold it to the ear. So, of course, you want the design to be aesthetically good. You want it to be designed well. You want, you know, to show that there was some thought put into it to make it look nice and cool looking, right? But it's only half the battle. It doesn't make it perform the best just because it has a nice aesthetic look, right? That all boils down to the software. That all boils down to the user experience and the user interface. No one really talks about that. It's always, you know, cameras are good, photos are good, you know, because I talk about the photos on the phone because I'm always impressed by what Pixels can do with photography. But I don't know. You guys can go back to my review videos and listen to them. That's not all I really focus on. I like to focus on the smart features that it has too, but that doesn't make the phone perfectly great. But I also like to, you know, say about how fluid, you know, responsive the phone is. I like to post on X about the battery life that I'm getting with the type of usage that I'm doing on my Pixel 9. And oh my God, it's getting warm in here. I am so sorry, everybody, but I am feeling the heat today. We are rocking at 117 degree heat max today, which is like in the next 3.5 hours, we should hit that peak. So I'm pretty sure it's like right now, it's like what? We're sitting at 110 degrees right now at 1:29 p.m. Ugh, that's hot. That's why I'm not on camera. If you guys don't know, I am like literally sweating right now, and I don't want to be on camera. So that's why there's no camera turned on this podcast. It's not a good thing. Anyways, yeah, we need to go back to the essence of where we judge the phone on its performance, right? How fluid and responsive the software is to your touch on the display itself. The battery life, how long and are you getting with screen on time versus screen on off time? How the audio sounds during a phone call, how the audio sounds during speakerphone, how the audio sounds when playing music, and how the audio sounds when playing media. The features come second to that. You can have it hold for you on a call, so that way, you know, you don't have to sit there and wait for a rep to get on the phone. It'll tell you when the rep is on the phone. It screens spam calls so you're not interrupted. It ciphers and holds spam messages. Those are features, and that comes second. The body design language is third. That's aesthetics. That is my layered cake for how I judge a smartphone. Software user experience, user interface is at the top of that cake. It's the one with the most decorations, and then it's the one with the candle and the cherry on top. Okay? And my cake is upside down. It's also the biggest piece on the cake. And then underneath that tiered cake then comes the features, right? The additional dressings on the side of the cake that makes it look exquisite and delicious. That is the features. And finally at the bottom, the smallest piece on a very weird balancing 3-tiered cake is the hardware, which, you know, again, you want decorations at the bottom of the cake to match the middle of the cake to match the top of the cake. You want it all to look in sync. And that is my recipe for a Hawaiian upside down 3-tiered cake. There you have it. There you have it. Sorry, I'm having fun. I'm sorry I'm a dork. If you guys aren't laughing, it's cool. You don't have to laugh at my stupid jokes. It's only 90 here and it feels like 108. Yeah, that's because we're going through like the highest heat wave since the mid 90s. I believe that's what they said. We're getting record heat temperatures since the mid 90s this summer. But it's also because the ocean temperatures known as El Nino and La Nina, it's changing. We've been in El Nino for like what, a year and a half? Right now, the ocean temperatures are in fact changing to La Nina, which means that the ocean temperatures are getting colder, which means that this winter we should have a colder winter this year. So shout out to Sneed, because I think La Nina impacts his area the most when it comes to snow. And shout out to Gene, because it impacts your area too. So you guys may get some heavy snowfalls. During El Nino, the northwest was wet. The southwest got really cold, freezing temperatures last winter. Like we had a lot of snow hit Flagstaff, Arizona. This year, we might not get a lot of snowstorms here, and they may all be back up there in the Northeast. But yeah, that's why you're feeling that heat, Gene. We're having a real hot. For the next 5 days, temperatures in Phoenix, Arizona is going to be above 114 degrees. So we're teetering between 114 and 117 for the next 5 days. Then it'll just dramatically drop back down to like 108. I can deal with 108. Oh man. Anyways, yeah. So. When we reach that moment of the Made by Google event, I am going to live stream and react live to it. And Google's very nice about it, so you guys will get to actually see the event with me. And that'll be great. That'd be so cool because I can live react and tell you guys my thoughts on each segment of that moment. Like I said earlier, lost my train of thought there for a second. But yeah, on the 10th is the Galaxy event. So you guys definitely want to tune into that. I'm not going to live react to it where I have it on screen, but I may do a live stream just reacting, like giving you guys my reactions as I'm watching it, but you guys won't see or hear it on my end because I don't want Samsung to hit me with a strike. That sucks. Anyways, in all reality of a lot of things, right now I have open Q&A, so you guys can ask me anything if you guys want to, and while I'm finishing up. I pretty much touched on the three subjects that I wanted to touch base with: Google Pixel, the AI being charged on all three: Samsung, Apple, Google, and Helium Mobile. And again, the QR code right there is for you to scan, so you guys can use my promo code to get 1 month free of service with Helium Mobile. And then the QR code on the top left is if you guys would like to leave a monetary small donation. Anything helps. These days, inflation is so damn high, so I'll do anything that I can to make sure that I can make sure I have funds to, keep things nice and tight for the family here, that we're doing okay. So, on top of that, I got to reach out to Sneed later because I will be doing a podcast more than likely on my Varieties channel this Thursday. I know my sister wants to do it on Thursday. I got to message Sneed and let him know she wants to do it Thursday, 9:30 a.m. her time, which would be 12:30 p.m. my time. And I believe he's 2 hours ahead of me or 3 hours ahead of me. Gene, what time is it in your area? Because I think you and Sneed are in the same time zone. If it's 3:35 p.m., that would make him 2 hours ahead of me. So if it's 12:30 p.m. my time, then it would be 2:30 p.m. his time is when we're going to do this live stream, this podcast. It's a really cool topic. It's going to be a fun topic. You guys definitely don't want to miss it. It'll be the first time that I have Sneed on a podcast with me that has nothing to do with tech, but everything to do with something really cool that he and I are. That's the only clue I'll give you guys. But I'm going to be setting that up tomorrow to have the live stream link set up and have the countdown going for it until we go live. So far, I know that my sister is available at that time. So, yeah. If you want to follow it, it's it's Tito. That's my Varieties channel. That's where I podcast and talk wrestling, which I did a wrestling podcast this morning. So if you guys missed it, go check it out. Going over the whole Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I talked about it there. You guys can go take a gander and listen. See what I have to say about that. Also, I do some gameplay on there. some video games, both mobile and on my PC. And I do, podcasts about like life events and just life in itself. Talking anywhere from like, parenting to, immediate social issues and music and pop culture and things like that. Like, we go anywhere on that. It's called a varieties channel for a reason. I love doing it too. Now I don't got to worry about any type of other things on it. So I can pretty much say and do what I want on that podcast and on that channel, and upload videos on it too as well. Short blogs, I do it on there. But anyways, wrapping up this live stream. For those who don't know, there is content specifically only for members. I have reinstituted that. If you check right there, you click below where it says join, you'll see there's 2 tiered options. There's a 99-cent option, which allows you guys access to the members only shorts. I'll be posting shorts daily that are members only. And yeah, it's tech related. And yes, it's a little bit more of me expanding on my thoughts on certain subjects and things going on in the mobile tech industry and the telco industry. The $1.99, which is the upper tier one, pretty much I am going to start doing members only live streams, and that will be just for members only, as well as giving them first dibs as rights to come on as a guest on my show if you guys want to. All you guys got to do is just DM me to let me know you want to join when I'm doing a podcast, and I will make that happen. So those are 2 tiers that you can sign up for in helping out the channel. Like I said, click the join button below and choose your tier. And that I greatly appreciate that. But other than that, I don't see any questions or anything asked to me. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Like I said, QR code below if you guys want to sign up with Helium Mobile and get 1 month free. Use my QR code. I know I've been saying that throughout the podcast, but you'll be seeing this QR code pop up frequently now in future live streams. It's there. If you ever need it, scan it, use it, get 1 month free. And try out Helium Mobile. And then also, if you want to not have to pay a monthly bill after that, turn on mapping. And everywhere you go, you earn crypto. Take that crypto, transfer it to your balance once a week until you accumulate enough to pay 1 month of your service, and then prepay your mobile phone bill 1 month in advance, 2 months in advance, or even up to 3 months in advance with the earned crypto that you earn, and you got to worry about paying a phone bill. So that's one of the big benefits of it. Thanks, Gene. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream. I'll leave it at that. So yeah. I'll leave the stream running for like another couple of minutes just for people to grab the QR code. Obviously, I'm going silent right now. I appreciate and love you guys very much. Be safe out there. And last thing to say is that the next holiday is Halloween. I'm so fucking excited. I love Halloween. You guys know that. I love Halloween. I am that dipshit that's going to scream Halloween's next in July. But yeah, I'll talk to you on the next one. Love you guys very much. Love, peace, chicken grease. Aloha.